that was another really good happenstance. He blitzed the skink, knocked him down, didn't injure him, but then tried to make a go for it to mark the skink with the ball. Failed to go for it. I rolled a 6-3 to break the armor, and then a 6-5 to injure him. The only player that was within tackling reach of the player with the ball hurt himself trying to get there, to the point that he is out for the rest of the game. So what I've done with 3 turns left to play in the game, the only player that, beyond the one that just fell down and hurt himself, that's left in the game that could get to my ball carrier, I just blitzed down with the Saurus. And so you see the skink is just standing on the goal line. That's intentional, because if I can spend a couple of turns having the dwarves try to catch me, then it could be the last turn of the game by the time he gets the ball. You see there was another skink that I was trying to get back into the play. Failed the dodge roll, rolled a 1. Again, he rolled a 6-5 to break the armor and a 6-5 for the injury. When he did the roll on the injury table, gouged eye. So now one of my skinks has a gouged eye, lost for the rest of the game, and will be out for the next game, which isn't such a big deal in the position I'm in right now. But for the next opponent that I have coming up, that's a big deal. That's 1 player dead and 1 player missing the next game. I better hope I roll well on the payout at the end of this game, because I have to be able to afford replacements. Or I will start the next game with no subs whatsoever, which is a distinct possibility. So now the Troll Slayer knocks down the skink, which is perfectly reasonable. Prevents any further blocking for me, but that's about all he can accomplish that turn. Dwarves running flat out, although he knows he's not going to reach the ball carrier. And this is sort of the Bloodbowl equivalent of the kneel down. Skink makes the dodge roll. This is the Bloodbowl equivalent of the kneel down, where you're just standing out on a far corner of the field, burning turns, making him chase you. I decided there to risk the foul. So you see the Saurus fouled the blocker that was down. Again, the only player that could reasonably have a chance of reaching my skink. I did successfully foul him. I rolled a double 6. However, the downside about that is that means I would be ejected by the referee. I KO'd him, but because he has thick skull, he stays on the field just stunned, because you don't get KO'd on an 8 if you have thick skull. And he was ejected by the referee. However, I used that bribe that the initial kickoff thing gave me at the beginning of the game. I needed a 2 for the successful bribe. I rolled a 5, so the Saurus stays on the field. What's happening now is the blockers, they would have to make dodge rolls to try to get past the Saurus, and that's intentional. I tried to put him in the path of as many dwarves as I could, and they gang smack him, missing the armor break roll there, which is good, because that means he'll stay on the field and be able to block those. A couple of go for it's, which at this point are necessary if he's going to push me into the end zone and have at least a turn to try and score. This is my last turn. You see 16 of 16, so it was time to go ahead and put the ball in. I wasn't going to risk a defender down or an attacker down roll, some stupid little roll trying to inflict damage on his players. Trying to inflict damage on his players just to be a jerk about it, or, to affect the next match. I certainly owed him plenty, as you can see looking at my box. Got a couple of injuries for him. There's a broken leg there. I'll take credit for that. The knockout, he's still got 1 sub and that beautiful drunken dwarf cheerleader. We're both starting short now because he does have the 1 sub back here in the back, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on his side. versus an unfortunate 5 on mine. So it's 8 on 5 for the last possession, but it's really going to take a lot for... I'm not sure dwarves have a single turn scoring strategy. That you have to be a faster team for the single turn score. So that makes this not, well, as over as I can imagine. So I'm going to speed it up so we get through the kickoff. He's got 1 turn to try to score. And he gets high kick, which is good because he gets to put a player directly under the ball. If there's going to be a one turn score for dwarves, this is probably one of the best chances. It could be better with him being 2 forward and catching it at the midfield line. But, I mean, still pretty good chances. Or as good a chance as you're going to see. But with movement, with a movement value of 4, the blockers of the blitzers, 20 yards of movement, they're not going to get much anywhere. So this is deciding to see if he's going to hurt me. And that was the end. So he was able to get it to the middle of my, well, as you see right there from the camera angle, he was able to get it to the middle of my backfield. With that one move, he would need a couple more turns to score, which really, as ugly as the injuries and everything were for the Lizard Men on that team, to pull a win out of that was really that miraculous knock out of bounds, get the ball thrown in halfway down his side of the field, and just be able to get the skunk to it before he could get to it. That was the chance of winning there. So I hope you enjoyed it. I wanted to replay that game to show you how ridiculous some of those rolls were, and to let Jeremy know that he has the Lizard Men, the serial killers, limping onto the pitch for the next match in our league. See you in Blood Bowl.